And now to our other top story tonight. Tomorrow, it's Sean Combs' defense team's turn to pick apart the star witness in his federal trial. Cassie Ventura painted her ex-boyfriend to be an abusive and controlling sexual deviant.
Yeah, the jury was even shown photos to prove it. And through all of this, though, she stayed with him for a decade. So why? Anthony Lorenzo was in the courtroom for all of the testimony and spoke to her attorney one-on-one as well. Anthony.
Well, Corey, her attorney told me that Cassie is actually due to give birth in a few weeks. You can see it when you see her in the courtroom. But despite this emotional toll, he says she's holding up strong and preparing tonight to square off tomorrow with Diddy's defense team. After 10 years of sexual and physical abuse, Cassie Ventura told jurors she finally walked out on Sean Combs in 2018. And he was violent until the end. Then testifying the trauma, even years later with a family of her own, left her suicidal. At times sobbing, she said, she tried to walk out the front door into traffic, and my husband wouldn't let me.
Talking about her contemplation of suicide, really just very powerful.
Her lawyer, Douglas Wigdor, spoke to me after Cassie's bombshell testimony wrapped Wednesday, alleging she was raped by Diddy in her home while dating her current husband, Alex Fine. Quote, I just remember crying and saying no, but it was very fast. Then the 38-year-old saying it all led to rehab for PTSD and drug abuse.
She was numb from the drugs that she was taking and everything that she had gone through.
In 2023, she settled a civil lawsuit against the rap mogul 1 day after filing, and for the first time revealing he paid her $20 million. In her testimony, the singer's recollection of the countless beatings and freak-offs were corroborated by several photos. Former federal prosecutor Barrett Berger.
She did for the prosecution what they need. She laid the foundation for all of the legal elements for the three crimes that they've charged.
At one point in 2011, early in the relationship, Cassie wrote an email to her mother should anything happen to her, testifying how Diddy was jealous and had access to guns. The jury glued to much of the vivid memories.
She's really bad for the defense because she paints a very bad, violent man.
Defense attorney Mark Eiglarsh explains Diddy's team has to show she was never P. Diddy's prisoner.
You had numerous opportunities to leave this relationship and you chose to stay in there. Thus, it's consent.
To which Cassie preemptively explained, I feared for my career, my family. It's just embarrassing, horrible, and disgusting. No one should do that to anyone. And let us not forget that Diddy turned down a last-minute plea deal, so he and his defense team are confident in their strategy and bet that a main theme of their cross-examination tomorrow will be that Cassie was very much a part of bringing these freak-offs to fruition. Corey, she talked about in her testimony how a lot of times she would organize the escorts to meet them at these hotels.
Yeah, it was interesting today because the prosecution actually tried to pull some of that out of her, even though, that's not helping her case, if you will.
Certainly. So what they did today was kind of like a preemptive strike for the defense as they probably try and pick her apart tomorrow. First and foremost, Cassie admitted that even after being raped in 2018, she did have sex with Sean one last time willingly. She also admitted that she'd been violent with him, was unfaithful herself, and tried to get him to pay her $30 million for rights to the book that she started writing. So here, expect to hear a lot more of those themes tomorrow as the defense pounces.
I'm sure we can expect much more bombshell testimony. Okay, thank you, Anthony.